the same presentation. So that means we have to change it? About half of you. Okay, good. So, good. Thanks for coming back again today guys. I'm going to repeat a couple of things that we talked about yesterday. Then we'll hand the mic over to Al Oppenheiser, our chief engineer, to give you more of a detailed run-through of the 6th Gen Camaro, and then Paul Klein will wrap things up with some performance parts information. So, glad to have everybody here. If you haven't heard, we've been taking orders all day today, and actually we're sold out for 16. I'm sorry to tell you. So you have to wait till 17? Sorry about that. We're not laughing now. I'm just kidding. So, a couple of things you might be interested in from yeah, there we go. There's some laughing. Okay. All right, so that's why I'm in marketing, not comedy. So, a couple of timing things for availability of the car. Again, some of you guys heard this, but order guides are out. So if you walk into a dealer today, he'll have the order guide. He'll be able to share with you what the options and features are. Ordering begins here next week, actually, and some of the dealers who are receiving the first batch of allocations should know roughly how many they're going to get. So we're starting to begin that fun process. Pricing will be out in a couple of weeks, and of course that will come out at a news release. So you will probably see that online, and of course your dealers will get it as well. Be patient with your dealers, though. It takes a little while to ramp up a brand new car. They're still closing out 15, so it's not like we're going to have 20,000 available on the first order batch, right? It's going to ramp up slowly. I know you guys are hot and heavy, hopefully, to get them, and it's going to take a little while. But car availability you start seeing towards the end of the year for the V6s and the V8s, right? You've heard us say that. So we're on track for that. And then into the spring, you'll start seeing convertibles and the 2-liter turbo. So just to give you an idea on how things are going to progress as we start to roll our brand new Gen 6 Camaro. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Al, and he's going to give you a bit more detail on what's going on with Gen 6.
Thanks, Todd. All right, hello everyone. It's our fifth gen we've been to. And timely, we're bringing the 6th gen to you today. So I want to go over a few things. I thought I could either talk about the 3 models you see here, or I could spend 5 minutes telling you all the things we're not going to answer. And no, there's no T-top version. All right. We'll buy an old one. So anyway, I'm very proud to represent this team. In fact, the team is made up of a few of us here. Where's Rosanna? Okay, sure enough. She is our accessory team member from the Camaro team. Paul Klein, he's going to be talking after me. Our accessory is Jeff Mama somewhere. He's also here. Jim Callahar, also an accessory. Jim Callahar is our program manager. Many of you met him several times. Cheryl Pilcher, our marketing manager. Many of you know her very well. Todd Christian, you heard her talk. Larry Chiz is back there. He's security. Glasses on. He is one of our program engineering managers. And then where's Ann Brady? Ann, where are you? Okay. Okay. And many of you met Jack Natalio in the previous Camaro Fest. And replaced Jack when he retired. She's awesome. She is our brand quality manager. She is the link between us and you through your dealers. So any issue that gets escalated, we look at every one of them. We look at every single issue that comes into the dealer for your cars. And if it's a trend, we have to make some changes. If it's a one-off, we try to take care of it. So hopefully that's part of the satisfaction now with Camaro is that this team is very responsive to our customer. And so it's with that connection we have with you that we put into the 6th Gen Camaro. I think you'll find when we go through this that we listen to just about everything you all said if you had to do your 5th Gen over what you would do. So I want to start with the V6. It's beautiful, kinetic blue over here. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just thinking about the order manual. That's wrong. It's hyper blue. Anyway, so the first thing is on the design side. The 5th Gen Camaro is the top selling car for the last last 5 years running. We're taking a little bit of a hit now while Mustang enjoys a few months, but there's only 1,000 difference in the last month, so I think their honeymoon's over. We're going to be coming back strong with this. But the number one reason people buy cars in this segment is because of the styling, believe it or not. I mean, here the cars on the drag strip, but it's styling. And we've dominated in the 5th gen, so why would we throw that out and start over again? So we did a lot of work looking at, you do a 2nd gen refresh, you do a 3rd one, you just repeat the 5th gen. So we talked about the styling, that because we're coming off of an architecture that the structure is 200 to 300 pounds lighter depending on which engine you get, we wanted to highlight the things that worked well in the 5th gen. We highlight the smaller, more nimble architecture. So you'll see that the chiseled lines on this car are much more athletic looking than the 5th gens, and it's very conducive to lighter architecture. It makes you think it's lighter, more nimble until you get in and drive it, and then you'll feel how light it is. But those old enough to know, and I don't care what marketing says or communications. If you remember Rocky 1, that's your 5th gen, your big thug that beat everybody up, finally beat Apollo. And in Rocky 3, he came back and he was lean. It was just muscle mass. And so that's kind of what we did with the Gen 6. It's lean, athletic, nimble. And so the styling, we think, is going to take what worked very well in the 5th gen and take it to a new level. And speaking of a new level, we're not going to offer an LS anymore. We start with the 1LT. So we're taking a little upscale as far as what the base model has, all the way up through the SS. So styling standpoint, you'll see that we've got LED tail lamps, the LED front running lights, and whether you get the base rub level, you get the vertical or horizontal running lights, which really give the front end the classic Camaro style. We are continuing on with the 20s, low profile tires. We are not doing 19s, we're going either 18s to 20s. So that's a change for us. Also, we've got a new spoiler design. This lip spoiler here is very integral to the design of the RS, the V6. And then, of course, we have a stanchion spoiler that helps accentuate the V8, the SS. The SS, the differentiator is the hood scoops in the front. You'll notice that's the easy identifier other than the badging, and how you distinguish the SS. The other thing, as I mentioned, would be a spoiler. So when you see the stanchion spoiler, you're either seeing a convertible that has the antenna in it like the 5th gen, or you're seeing an SS. So that's kind of the exterior highlights. The second thing we focused in on was technology. And so this is where we really listen to all of you. We've heard all of the feedback that those that are couples, that both spouses drive a car, we have memory seats. So I know that's something that you were asking for. We also have a driver mode control where you can select snow, ice, tour, sport, and on the SS track. That's a selectable switch in the center console. When you select one of those modes, we have come up with a color scheme that matches the mode. So you've got a blue-gray for snow, ice, blue for tour, red for sport, orange for track. And if you get the Spectrum lighting package, it accentuates across from door to door with the same lighting. However, if you don't like that, we've got Spectrum lighting for you. So you can go in and if you're feeling green, you can go in and select tour and change the mode to green. The lights will go green. You can select one of 24 different colors, which we know that from your feedback is something that you wanted to do. And what's really cool is there's actually a show mode. So when you're in the Holiday Inn next year, wherever that is, you can open the doors, put it in show mode, and it will randomly cycle through all 24 colors in a random pattern from left to right. So we thought that was a pretty cool customization feature. And then back on the driver mode control, we also tune the steering throttle progression, and the exhaust note. So if you get the NPP exhaust, which we will have on V6 manual automatic and V8 manual automatic, you can go in, and if you like the tour mode from the suspension setting, and you like the tour steering, but you really want that NPP exhaust basically to be open, you can go into customization and select track mode, and it will basically leave the valves open all the time. Likewise, if somebody happens to exist out there that doesn't like the exhaust note, I can't think of the example why, but let's say you did, you like track mode, and but you want to turn the exhaust so it's off, there is a stealth setting that you can actually keep the valves closed. We repeated the startup mode so you can wake your neighbors. Didn't want to disappoint you or your neighbors. That LT1 has some awesome raw exhaust, and hopefully you heard that on the Camaro 6 side. It was the first audio clip we put out there. It was an actual LT1 on the track, so that's really what the exhaust note sounds like. It's very cool. I mentioned the steering is selectable as well. If you don't like the one that we put with your mode, you can go in and select a different mode, like a little bit tighter steering. It's a quick ratio steering package. It's very awesome for driving out in the country, driving on a track, road course, but you can select it however you like if you don't have to like the settings that we put in there standard. The track mode is an SS feature. It's done on the V6, and we really think that it's just more in the line of personalization for our customers. We also have on the technology side wireless charging. So right behind the center console, if you order that feature, it's available on all of our models. You can put your phone there, no plugs, and it has enough charging, which is a pretty nice feature. And we have tested it, and it stays put when you're doing max laps. So it's a really nice feature for a Camaro. We're also proud to introduce the projection. So if you hook up your plug to the USB, you can project your Apple iPhone or your Android phone, and you can project what's on your phone screen onto your HMI screen. So Google Maps, text, like incoming text, all that now appears on your screen, and you can actually respond back to a text through Siri. And I'm sure you've probably read that from our announcer, Mary Barr. I did that about a month ago. We're pleased to be one of the first programs to offer that in the Camaro lineup. We also have the tap shifting on the automatics, and if you get the manual with the LT1, we also have active rev matching. So that's a great feature. If you're like me and you grew up heel and towing, after the first couple times you start fighting the car and you give up, let it do it for you, it's a really cool feature. If you're on an autocross and you don't have to worry about heel and towing, it's a great feature. And I know a lot of you have Corvettes that has the same feature. Active rev matching is very cool. And it's activated, as our Camaro customers will tell you, that you don't want to be told what to do. You can select it on or off. So when you key up, it's in the off mode. On active rev matching, you just hit the paddle once and you're in that mode. Very cool feature. You'll also notice if you look inside that we've gotten rid of the Jim Rockford brake, gone to electronic park brake. That will enable some things in the future that we can use with electronic park brake, but also, frankly, we got rid of it because of packaging room. A lot of us do a lot of driving, and a lot of you have told us that, man, I can't put a cup in the cup holder and drive my manual. That parking brake's in the way, and when we give hot laps on media day or an open day, it tends to be an oh shit handle, not a good oh shit handle, parking brake. So we don't have a manual parking brake anymore, so I'm sorry for all of you that can't do your power slides. We just have to deal with it, but it will enable us to do some cool things in the future as well, so just stay tuned. But having said that, we've moved the cup holders off to the side. We got free and clear elbow room now for the shifter. The new shifter, I think you'll all really like it. It's got a lot of performance in mind. And speaking of performance, we'll go into the third feature. Just one more on the interior from a design standpoint. decided to take the ball and offer white interior. And I know you're thinking color transfer from my jeans or my leather jacket. Now we have challenged our engineers and our material folks that we can't come out with something we're going to see back in warranty. So it has to work. And we have tested this thing to no end, and it will not color transfer. And if it does get dirty, just a little long dish soap and water, and it cleans right up. We had 4,000 Chevy dealers go through the car out in Nevada about a month ago, and it was no worse for the wear. So that's pretty good durability right there. But it complements a car like the blue. It's really something that we wanted to make sure we didn't get complaints down the road before we came back with it. But we do have white for the interior side. Moving into the third leg of the 6th gen is the performance. We'll start with the LT1. You've all seen the specs. It's a great engine. It's actually, like we've said already, it's turning faster lap times than our current 1LE. That's the base SS. Yeah, it's awesome. 455 horsepower, 455 pounds of torque. Comes with the 6-speed manual or the 8-speed automatic. The manual does not have active fuel management, contrary to some of the internet blogs. The automatic does, but it's very seamless. You won't know which mode you're in. You can go on the DIC screen and watch it if you want, but it's a great seamless execution of active fuel management. So then you come down to the V6. It's a brand new V6. It's not the carryover. We do have variable valve timing and direct injection, but we're also adding active fuel management to the V6. It's RPO LGX. It's also got better fuel economy, and it's the horsepower and torque numbers are really nice. 335 and 284 foot-pounds of torque. It pulls out pretty good. And again, the V6 is almost 300 pounds lighter than the 5th gen V6. And I didn't mention, but the V8 is over 200 pounds lighter than the V8 5th gen. And the reason that is because the architecture we picked is use of high-strength steel, light alloy materials, and very structurally sound. Actually has higher static stiffness than the 5th gen. So you'll feel a very solid car. You'll immediately feel that quick ratio steering and how this thing bites into a corner, how nimble and lightweight it is. But I can't wait to get your reaction when you get behind the wheel. But back to the V6. It's a great package. It's also our mid-level engine. We're not doing the Mustang play where if you want options, they force you into their 2, 3, 4-cylinder. We're not going to do that because we have a no excuses 2-liter turbo that's coming into the Camaro. The first time we haven't had a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine for the Camaro. Those of you old enough to remember Iron Duke, get that out of your head. This thing is a rock star. It is. We've redone the torque curve from the Cadillac program that also uses the same engine, and this thing it's a screamer. We don't have one here for display today, but the other thing is we don't want you to be limited in your selection, so you can get the different trim levels with the 4-cylinder, the 2-liter turbo. We're not going to limit you with your options just because of an engine. That would be a punishing thing to do, and we don't want to do that. We give you the choice. And I'm going to tell you, in probably a month or so, you're going to see performance numbers come out. And the folks in Dearborn will be a little upset when they see our base engine 0-60 numbers and quarter-mile times. And I'm telling you, it's a great car. And you can imagine we've got performance accessories that are already out there for 2-liter turbos. And then that gives us a new avenue to grow a new customer, somebody else that'll fall in love with the Camaro because they love 2-liter turbos. And then, I guarantee you next year at Camaro Fest we're going to be seeing what you folks have done to that engine because it's a great entry-level car. Again, no excuses. So, and actually, we've talked amongst our team a lot. The biggest thing, and we've been to all 6 of these Camaro festivals, is when somebody pulls in with this 4-cylinder, we want to to make sure that we know they'll be happy, but those of you with V8s, we want you to welcome them in and say, hey, you can park next to me. So, I mean, it's serious. That's kind of what kind of engine it is. And it'll be just a new member to the Camaro family. So that's kind of an overview of the three pillars that we went after. The styling, I think you'll agree that this chiseled styling matches the lightweight car and the improved performance. The technology, we tried to listen to everything that you told us about personalization that you love. If there's something we didn't give you, I don't know what that could be, except T-tops and some Dream On. And performance. And you know this Camaro team will never rest. It's killing us that Mustang sales have taken over because of their new model. But we know what's on the horizon, and they should be worried. So they're waiting on the 6th gen. You got it. So the last thing I want to talk about is this beautiful jewel in front of me. This is the convertible. Again, talking about listening to our customer, a couple things that come to mind is you don't want to have to come to a stop to put your top down. If it rains, you don't have to find an overpass. Well, guess what? You only have to slow down to 30 miles per hour, and you can cycle the top up or down. And it's really a neat treat to be able to do that. The other thing is you'll see how we have matched the roof line of the coupe as closely as possible. And this is a show version, and I would commit to you that the ribs you see are gone. It looks like our top, and it's a phenomenal looking top. We learned a lot from the 5th gen. One of the other cool features is if you're sitting at home or you're sitting in your office and you can't wait till quit time, but you want the top down, I know we've got it, but let her rip. We offer this as well. Key fob with the top down. It's top down only, top up because you can't guarantee it's supervised. You don't want anybody getting pinched fingers or anything, so it's top down, which is with a convertible. Why would you have it any other way, right? So, that's why you're in marketing, Todd. High wing spoiler. Let's start the car. Alright, I told you the LT1 sounds awesome, so you'll get a chance to hear it. That's not part of the process of putting the top down. That was for Todd, not the car, right? Alright, so anyway, look at this beautiful artwork here. We spent countless hours trying to give this, like I said, we want to take the 6th gen, just the next level up from where the 5th gen was. 5th gen is by far the best gen of all. As far as what we gave you, the 6th gen just takes it another level. And when you see this Cartano, and I love the fact that the day we announced this, the Ford blogs, which we follow, started getting on their Ford engineers about why did you give us that old soft top, the old Z-folding top, look what Camaro did. So that was one of our goals, was to really set the bar for this segment, and I think we've done that with this car. So. I know Paul's going to talk accessories as well. Let me just say this before Paul comes up. We're here the whole weekend. We're going to walk around, answer all your questions. Love talking to you. Love looking at your cars. That gives us the inspiration to do cars like this, is when we see how passionate you are about it, and we see common themes of what you do. We try to do something like that in the 6th gen. Take a look at them. Let us know how we did. One of the other things that we've done, we listened as well, is having accessories, both the accessories you can add on for the looks or accessories that you want to add for performance. Having the best portfolio of accessories right from the start, right when we start production. We actually won an award the first year out at SEMA for the most accessorized car of SEMA in 2010. And frankly, we only had sound effects kit and wheels. And I don't know how we did it other than volume of sales. But this time is a better approach. We've got so many accessories. And we invite you to look at them. Even though we got our 5th gens on display, there's going to be, we have our 6th gen accessories on display over there, right? These are the boards that we just showed the dealers a month ago. We're prepared to help you accessorize your car right from the dealer order, and you don't have to keep waiting year after year for more accessories to come out. So it's a huge step forward for us. We have a great team. They are with us in every one of our team meetings. We have a great team. At this point, I'm done. I'll be glad to answer any of your questions after today, tomorrow, wherever. I want you to. The common theme is, I think we all said you need to make more room in your garage because you're not selling your 5th gen, you're going to buy a 6th gen. And we couldn't be more proud to hear that.